After leaving Brown, Pollard considered a career in dentistry before joining the military and working with the Army's YMCA. Lincoln University named him a head coach, but he was later recruited by the Akron Pros professional football team out of Ohio. The Pros merged with the American Professional Football Association in 1920, making Pollard and Bobby Marshall the league's first two black players. The APFA later became the NFL.
During the 1915 and 1916 Brown football seasons, Pollard achieved legendary status, compiling firsts as frequently as he gained first downs, the first black to play in the Rose Bowl, 1916. Fritz was also named to Walter Camp's All-America team and was the first African-American in Camp's backfield. Nicknamed the Human Torpedo, Pollard had almost single-handedly defeated Yale and Harvard. Brown first went over the Crimson in 1916. The Bruins were the first college team to defeat both Ivy powerhouse in the same season. For his exploits at Brown, Pollard was elected to the National College Football Hall of Fame in 1954, the first African American ever chosen. As a professional player, Pollard continued to garner first in spite of the overt racism of the period. He was among the first African Americans in the APFL and NFL leagues, and along with Jim Thorpe was the major gate attraction. A black man playing football in a predominantly white environment was a novelty in the 1920s. Fritz Pollard was the first African American to play on a championship team in 1920, as well as the first black quarterback in 1923 and coach in 1919.
Pollard grew up in Rogers Park, a community area on the north side of Chicago, Illinois. It was a German immigrant part of town. That's where he got the nickname Fritz. Slight in build, he was 5'9", 165 pounds. He was the first African American elected to the Cook County All-Star team, which earned him the chance to attend the Brown University of the Ivy League. Pollard's father was a champion boxer and barber from the Civil War era. Pollard was the first African American to play in the Rose Bowl, but the trip was not without challenges. Pollard was refused service by the porters of the Pullman train car, which carried his teammates across the country. The hotel the team was staying at in California even refused to give a room to Pollard. It wasn't until an assistant coach threatened to remove the entire Brown team that the hotel agreed and let him stay.
He first did was to appear in the Rose Bowl game, the first Rose Bowl game in 1916. He was the first black to make Walter Camp's All-American. He was the first black quarterback in the National Football League. He was the first black coach in the National Football League. Then, outside of his football career, he started the first black tabloid in New York City in 1935. In Chicago, he had the first black investment firm in the United States. And then he became an agent, and he began to represent black entertainers. He achieved so much. It wasn't just football. He was a man on a mission. And I think in his 90-plus years, he attempted and he accomplished so much.
I think I'm a very, very fortunate man, and I'm still able to get around and very thankful that I'm alive enough to be able to have my picture taken, you gentlemen to come.
He studied to be a dentist at the University of Pennsylvania and served in the Army during World War I before he was recruited to play football professionally. He joined the Akron Pros in 1920 in the American Professional Football League, which later became the National Football League. Pollard founded and coached the Chicago Blackhawks in 1928. They were an all-African-American team from the Windy City, but often went barnstorming through the West Coast. His team became one of the most popular, especially once the Great Depression forced many teams of that era to fold. He founded the first black tabloid in 1935, New York's Independent News. He also founded the first black investment firm and would go on to be an agent who represented black entertainers.
Fritz Pollard had an impact on Hollywood. According to Pollard, Walt Disney was at the 1960 Rose Bowl game, and he became enamored by Pollard's antics on the sidelines. Pollard was animated as he lobbied his coach to get back into the game. The image of Pollard's theatrics stuck with Disney. In one cartoon, he modeled Mickey Mouse's movements after Pollard. Pollard died at age 92 in 1986 and was inducted into the Pro Hall of Fame in 2005. As one of just 2 African Americans in the new league, Pollard earned a place in the football history. The accounts of Pollard's football talent on the Pro Football Hall of Fame website claim that he was an exciting, elusive runner and the most feared running back in the fledgling league. A trailblazing pioneer, Fritz Pollard has done more in one lifetime than you could ever imagine.